Greetings and welcome to the special edition of the Shadow Court. I am JudgeSpektre. I've taken requests from a mortal by the name of the Icon 901, and he wishes me to look at the Smackdown series, and so I shall. I want to show you this. This is the front cover of Smackdown Here Comes the Pain. I'm showing you this because this marks the last time that the developers of Smackdown actually cared about the product they were releasing. They made numerous steps in the right direction in this game. They incorporated a damage meter, several submission meters, realistic superstar tributes, a better career mode, and more. Unfortunately, now they settled into half-assed mode. They only put out marginal updates every year, much like Madden or NBA Live. Basically everything that we have now we should have had within 2 years of Here Comes the Pain. But by this point now, the developers of Smackdown no longer have any drive or ambition. They're just settling into doing what's easy, putting the same game out with a new roster and slightly tweaked controls and a new coat of graphical paint. It's pretty sad. In Smackdown vs. Raw 2007, they upgraded us from a button-based grappling system to using the right analog stick for grappling, which is just another way of doing the same thing. It really didn't add anything special for me, and it's not something that should have taken all that time to happen anyway. Not to mention, the online mode in 07 was horribly flawed. There are numerous game-breaking glitches that were easily exploitable by the cheapers, and there were plenty of them. And I have to point out that the online community for the Smackdown games in general is just downright piss poor. Bad sportsmanship all the way around, pathetic losers with no life and have nothing better to do than cheat people. And that's all I have to say on the subject, but I don't even have a big problem with them, because they are just a symptom of a much greater disease. And the disease is lazy developers who refuse to fix in-game glitches that they've known about for years. And in Smackdown vs. Raw 2008, things get even worse, with the inclusion of fighting styles. Now this idea sounded great on paper because it sounds like wrestlers doing the moves that they would do in real life. Although in truth, the execution of this idea could not have been any worse, as these fighting styles, many of them were horribly overpowered and easily exploitable and spammable by the terrible community online, in which case many of them were spammed. One of the worst of which was Fist of Fury, a 3-punch combination. After the first punch, it's unblockable and there's nothing you can do to reverse it. Many people would mod this so that the third hit would not knock you down, but instead stagger you and send you into an unblockable state. And basically once you're in that state, you can't reverse anything. People can hit you with that move one time and stun you, and then just repeatedly spam moves until you're in the red and then pin you, ending a match at around the 1-minute mark, which is quite ridiculous, I must say. And this would happen quite frequently. Many more of these fighting styles were just as bad. The problem is that most of these moves should have been a one-time per match usage. They should not have been infinitely usable like they mostly were. And now, I have to ask, we're in Smackdown vs. Raw 2009. Why the hell do we still have glitches from 07 and 09? 07 was the first game to go online on the Xbox 360, and now we're in 09 and we still have glitches. They were prominent in the online mode of 07, which doesn't make any sense to me. Ukes is constantly fixing things that aren't broken and breaking things that were already fixed. They're more content to continuously mess with the Create a Wrestler attribute system than they are to fix numerous in-game glitches. It's completely ridiculous. I used to be in the top 100 on the Smackdown 07 game despite the cheapers, but now I no longer even have the patience to put up with this crap. And what irritates me even more than the lazy developers are these idiotic fans that buy these games every year and go on message boards and complain about what's lacking. Why do you do that? It's like it's completely a waste of time. They don't care about your opinion. You want to know how to fix this problem? Stop buying their games. That's how you fix the problem, because when you do that, you hurt them, and you don't hurt their feelings, you hurt their wallets. And when that happens, guess what? The Smackdown series will likely go on hiatus for a couple of years, which is what really needs to happen, and the system will be rebuilt from ground up. That's what needs to happen as well, or either that or port over this system from Day of Reckoning. That system was great. It wasn't perfect, but it was a million times better than the engine SmackDown is running on now, where people can basically be pinned off of a punch. It's completely out of this world. Now, in closing, I would just like to say thank you to the Icon 901 for making me do this and reliving all these painful memories of this completely absurd series I thought I had put behind me. Thank you for that. You have my eternal gratitude. Now, as for the rest of you, thank you for spending your mortal lives watching this video. Now, be gone.